name is Sean, and I'm going to be reviewing The Interview, a movie starring James Franco, Lizzy Caplan, Randall Park, and Seth Rogen. And what this movie is basically James Franco hosts a talk show, which is a trashy celebrity talk show, and Seth Rogen is his producer. And Seth Rogen wants to do more than just celebrity news. He wants to do big newsworthy things. In the meantime, Kim Jong-un, played by Randall Park, develops capability to launch nuclear weapons that would reach stateside. So America's really nervous about that, and Seth Rogen discovers that Kim Jong-un really likes James Franco's show, and so he sets up an interview with Kim Jong-un that would be in North Korea. And the government gets a hold of this and tells James Franco and Seth Rogen, well, you need to kill Kim Jong-un when you're there, and they give him a plan, which is basically, it uses poison and everything, and that's botched several different comedic ways, of course, in the movie. And James Franco is basically full tilt here. He's basically like a 12-year-old trapped in a man's body. It's all dick jokes and poo jokes and sex jokes and on and on and on. And it's pretty funny, just the ludicrousness of it, of his character. He just won't stop. And Seth Rogen is the straight man, and this is the funniest I've seen Seth Rogen in a movie. Usually he's just a motor mouth. He just won't stop, and he kills movies like that. Green Hornet's a great example of that. He just won't stop doing his Seth Rogen shtick, and in this movie he's a straight man, and he's great at pointing out James Franco's character's stupidness in the film. Randall Park is great as Kim Jong-un. He steals the show, basically. He really sells this concept. I mean, this could have been a failed attempt at a Crosby and Hope road picture with Seth Rogen and James Franco, but Randall Park really sells the what they're trying to say with Kim Jong-un, that he's really charming and everything, but he's a master manipulator as well, which is nothing new, but because people don't really use Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un in movies other than Team America World Police, no one's really saying that in films, and this movie is really hammering that point home and is illustrating it pretty good. Lizzy Caplan is good as the agent that basically hires Seth Rogen and James Franco. She's stuck in a control room for most of the movie, but she's good. Overall, I thought the movie had more depth than I was expecting. I was just expecting, dick jokes and poo jokes and sex jokes and stuff for the whole movie, and then leading up to, some sort of climax with Kim Jong-un. And I thought this movie had more layers. It was smarter than I thought going in. In the beginning, there's an interview with Eminem, and basically I took this this whole scene as a blueprint for how to watch this movie. In the interview, James Franco asks Eminem how his lyrics should be read. It looks like he's against things. He's against old people or against women or against gays. And Eminem says, "I'm not against them. I fear them," and that aggression comes out. And you can basically see this as a way to read the movie itself going forward. That, sure, they kill someone who's essentially a living person in real life. In the movie, yeah, spoiler alert, something happens to Kim Jong-un. Come on. It's a James Franco, Seth Rogen movie, so they go all the way with everything. If you saw This Is the End. But I thought that interview scene in the beginning was pretty clever in setting up the world of the movie, and also James Franco plays basically the stupid media that laps up everything that Kim Jong-un says, and at one point James Franco really sympathizes with Kim Jong-un, and until he realizes that he's been manipulated all along. I thought that was pretty good too. They don't really show the suffering of the North Koreans. They imply it a lot, but I mean that most of the graphic stuff is violence. There's a lot of violence in this movie. It's over the top. and stuff that like you laugh and you question yourself, why am I laughing? I think this movie is best viewed with a lot of people, and not just like alone. Like if you watch it alone, yeah, sure, there's like dick jokes and stuff, and it's not really all that funny. But if it's with a whole bunch of people, and they're all reacting and laughing and laughing more at the absurdity of things rather than the actual things. I thought like James Franco was so ridiculous at times that I was laughing at him more than anything else, because he's just so over the top, and dumb. And Seth Rogen is funny because just his responses to James Franco are pretty funny. And Randall Park is great. I mean, there's a lot of heavy lifting to do for Randall Park in this movie, and it's really well done. Overall, it's pretty good. I think it's a little smarter than it really had to be. There's layers in there that I think require multiple viewing and are make the movie more palatable for multiple viewing, rather than just a movie you watch once and you just forget about. So all in all, the interview was pretty decent. Pretty funny. I think it'll be funnier if you view it 2 or 3 times later down the road.